Hi, my name is Mark. For this video I'm going to be at 3 locations. I'm here at the Toipayo Dragon Heritage Playground. I'll also be at the Sentosa Merlion just before it closed, and I'm also at the Tiger Tower in Sentosa. Why? Well, I want to ask, what do you think heritage means to you? What deserves to be saved more than something else? Why is this playground, built in the 1970s and no longer fit for use, preserved? And why is the Sentosa Merlion, a tourist attraction raking in $4 million a year, getting bulldozed? All this and more in this edition of ScotInTheDot. So, excuse the change in location slightly. We had to duck out of the rain because the heavens just opened up there, thunder, lightning, the lot. If you see any lightning or hear thunder, don't worry about it, it's moved on, right? Anyway, where were we? Yeah, heritage and history. Yeah, because the Sentosa Merlion was closing down this past weekend, we thought we'd take a trip to it. And here's the video for it. I'm here on the boardwalk between Harbourfront and Sentosa. There are many ways to get to Sentosa. You can go by bus or taxi, or even the monorail. You can also get there by cable car from Mount Faber, which goes to Harbourfront and then loops up to Sentosa and then breaks off across the island that way. Today we're going by boardwalk though because it's free. Harbourfront is also home to the MRT station and a shopping mall called Vivo City, which I sometimes call Vivocity, just for the laughs. It also serves as a ferry terminal for passenger ferries over there, going to other places like Batam. There's no such thing as car ferries in Singapore, so you can't take the car, but I've used the passenger ferry a few times, despite the fact I'm gripping onto the seat usually. Across this stretch of water is Sentosa Island, which was a fortified island long ago when the British were here. Yeah, haha. But now it's basically renamed Resorts World Sentosa and is seen by the locals as a bit of a what we would call in Glasgow a tourist trap. It's essentially a resort island for tourists to come and spend their hard-earned money here. There's casinos here, one of only 2 in Singapore, the other one being Marina Bay Sands, and there's lots of attractions here. However, in the past year or so, there's 2 attractions less. One of them, you can see the remnant of the Tiger Tower across the bay here. That's shut in December last year. And the other one, you can just see its head poking out there, is the Sentosa Merlion. Today is its last day, and we're going to discover why. So, why is the Sentosa Merlion closing down today? Well, it's going to get bulldozed to make way for a footpath from here down to the south beaches on Sentosa. Now, there's already a footpath there. I'll insert some footage of that just now. It's full of mosaics, wonderful, lovely, colourful mosaics that are also water features. However, probably the reason they're being replaced is because the mosaics, by nature of them, the way they're made, can erode with water features. And the erosion's got to such a point where some of the water features don't even work anymore. Also, this Merlion is owned by the Singapore Tourist Board, whereas the Merlion at Marina Bay Sands is more of a national institution. And I think that's part and parcel of why, when the news was released just a month ago that this Merlion was going to be demolished, there wasn't too much of an outcry, because people don't feel emotionally attached to this particular Merlion. The locals here, they see Sentosa as more of a tourist trap. It's a resort island, as it were. And it's mainly for tourists to come here, spend their money. There's very little that's actually free here. So, in that sense, although Sentosa will be losing almost like $4 million worth of revenue a year because they're getting rid of the Sentosa Merlion, they'll be obviously making enough money from the casinos here, from Hard Rock Hotel, from other residences here, from other attractions here. But the one thing that the demise of the Sentosa Merlion means is there's now no observation point on Sentosa. There was also the Sky Tiger Tower, but that closed down in December 2018, which was almost a year ago. And now with that gone, with the Sentosa Merlion going today, well, December it starts deconstruction, then there's no observation point for people to go to at the top of Sentosa to see the views that they used to be able to see. One reason that the Toa Payoh Dragon Playground has been successful in surviving is because people have an emotional attachment to that. People still take their kids to it and say, this is what I used to play on as a child. It may not be health and safety conscious by today's standards, but it's still, it tugs the heartstrings. It's nostalgia, it's sentiment from adults in Singapore. And that's why the Toa Payoh Dragon Playground survives today. And that's why Sentosa Merlion is not going to survive.
I'm going under and I fear this time there's no one to save me. This all and nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. And it's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you numbed all the pain. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. I'm going under and I fear this time there's no one to turn to. This all or nothing way of loving got me sleeping without you. Now I need somebody to know, somebody to heal, somebody to have, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you numbed all the pain. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. And I tend to close my eyes, but it hurts sometimes. I fall into your arms. I'll be safe and it's sound till I come back around. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved. Let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved.
So, yeah, that was the Sentosa Merlion. I've got to say, I was a little disappointed in it. I thought the observation point would be a lot bigger. In actual fact, you could only maybe fit about 24 people there. So the top of the head of the Merlion was really quite tiny, and I was a little disappointed by it, I've got to admit. One thing I did get from the Merlion as a kind of keepsake, I suppose we could call it, was this coin. Quite nice, isn't it? Obviously it's just like gold coloured brass, but you know, it's nice enough. And we were there on the last day of business. Oh well. Anyway, back to the subject. The next video I've got to show you is a very short one. It's about the Tiger Tower, and here it is. This is the Tiger Sky Tower, and very unfortunately I wasn't able to come on it in 2017 when I was here, because there was a mechanical incident which left 39 people stranded further up. It was probably that incident that led to the closure of the Sky Tower in December 2018. So yeah, this is also a part of Singapore's history that's now left to go to rack and ruin. There was talks of the observation deck going to a different country. That, as you can see, hasn't happened yet. But until it does, it's going to be here gathering dust. It's a shame, really. So, what does that teach us? Well, basically the Tiger Tower and the Sentosa Merlion are seen as products of the Singapore Tourist Board. And I've got a lot of Facebook comments to back that up, which I'll show here. Also, my post was liked by Professor Tommy Cole and the Prime Minister's wife, Ho Ching, as well. She not only liked the post, but she shared it too. So, in conclusion, what can we draw from all these? The fact of the matter is, this has been saved because people have an emotional attachment to it. It has sentiment, nostalgia. Parents bring their kids to this playground to show them what they played on as a kid. You can't really do that with the Sentosa Merlion or the Tiger Tower. The Merlion was built in 1995 by an artist called James Martin from Australia, and the Tiger Tower was opened and installed in 2004 by a European company. So because they're seen as kind of money grabbing things, tourism traps, then they don't really hold much empathy from the Singapore people. And that's why nobody really cares if the Merlion gets bulldozed and all the mosaic waterways behind it get flattened and remade into something new. It just doesn't appeal to them that much. It doesn't hold the same sentiment for them. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little travel with us. If you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, by all means, give me a thumbs down. If you loved what you see, hit that subscribe button. Smash that little box down in the corner there. If you hated what I saw, be sure to ring the bell as well, and you can hate the next video as soon as it comes out. And for me, for now, that's all.